People almost always praise you when you're flexible. They say you get along with everyone. They say you're easy to be around. They say it's a gift to adjust so quickly. But deep down, something else starts happening that nobody mentions out loud. When you keep changing yourself to match whoever is in the room, people slowly begin to stop taking your words seriously. They stop looking at you like someone who matters. They stop feeling that quiet respect toward you. It doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens little by little. One small agreement after another. One time you smile and say, "Sure," when you actually don't agree. One time you switch your tone, your opinion, your energy to fit the group. After enough of those moments, the people around you start thinking the same unspoken thought. This person doesn't really stand for anything. There is no solid center here. There is no real you underneath all the changing. It's like watching someone pour themselves into every different cup they're handed. First, this shape, then that shape, then another shape. After a while, everyone stops asking what the liquid actually is. They just see something that takes whatever form is given to it. Something without its own weight. Something without its own edges. In conversations, this shows up quietly but powerfully. You're in a group of friends. One person hates something, you quietly start acting like you hate it too. Later, someone else loves the exact same thing. You switch again without anyone noticing the flip. Weeks pass. They stop asking your real opinion, because they already feel there is no real opinion to ask for. At work, it happens the same way. New boss comes in with a strong style, you mirror it perfectly. Another colleague pushes a different approach, you slide right into that one too. After months, the people who decide promotions look at you and think, reliable? Yes. But does this person have any real backbone? Does this person bring anything that stays the same no matter who is watching? The answer they feel inside is no. So influence slides past you. Decisions get made without really hearing you. Even in close relationships, the pattern repeats. You shape yourself around your partner's mood. You shape yourself around your parents' expectations. You shape yourself around your siblings' new ideas. Everyone feels cared for in the moment, but over time they stop turning to you when they need someone solid to lean on, because they sense there is nothing fixed to lean against. Your constant yes starts to feel cheap. When you agree with everything, even foolish things, your agreement stops meaning anything. Later, when you finally say something important, people shrug it off. They remember you said yes to nonsense yesterday, so why should today be different? This creates a strange pain inside you. You've worked so hard to keep the peace. You've spent so much energy reading the room, matching the energy, avoiding conflict. You've told yourself this is kindness, this is being mature, this is emotional intelligence, yet the result is the opposite of what you wanted. You feel unseen. You feel like your presence doesn't leave a mark. You watch people who speak one clear thought, even if it's unpopular, get attention, get remembered, get respected, while you, who tried to please everyone, fade into the background. The truth is brutal but simple. You weren't being kind. You were slowly erasing your own outline. You were making yourself soft enough that nobody could feel your shape anymore. And when people can't feel your shape, they stop feeling your weight. Humans are wired to trust what stays steady. We feel safe around things that don't keep changing form. A strong tree in a storm. A heavy stone under your foot, a voice that says the same thing tomorrow that it said today. When you remove that steadiness from yourself, you remove the feeling of safety you could give others. They don't hate you. They don't even dislike you. They just stop looking to you. They stop expecting anything solid from you. They move on to find it somewhere else. So the shift is not about becoming rigid or mean. It's about choosing what stays. Pick 3 or 4 things, small or large, that matter enough to you that you will not bend them. Not for approval, not for peace, not for likes. These are your floor and your ceiling. When someone pushes against one of those things, you don't explode. You don't argue for 20 minutes. You don't apologize for having a boundary. You simply say, in a calm, normal voice, "This is where I draw the line," or "I'm not going to go there," or "That doesn't fit who I am." One sentence, quiet, final. Then you stop talking. You let the silence do the rest. You can still listen. You can still understand. You can still care. But after listening, you return to yourself. You don't live inside their opinion. You visit it, then come home. When you do speak your real thought, even when it's different, say it once, say it clearly, say it without begging for agreement, then let it sit. That single calm line carries more force than 100 sentences of nodding and smiling. Over weeks and months, the change is quiet but real. People start pausing before they assume you'll agree. They start wondering what you actually think. They start remembering your words because those words don't change shape tomorrow. You stop feeling like you're performing for the room. You start feeling like someone who simply is. And that feeling, being someone who simply is what finally makes others feel your presence again. Not because you became louder, not because you became harder, but because you stopped disappearing. Respect doesn't come from matching every mood in the room. It comes from having a center that stays when the room changes. You don't have to give up flexibility. You just have to stop giving up yourself. When you hold that small, steady core, even while you still listen and bend where it makes sense, the air around you feels different. People feel it. They lean in a little more. They remember what you said. They start turning to you, not because you please them, but because you exist as something real. That is the quiet power that lasts.